of our captains, the captains that are with us and are going to donate some of their time to us. A guy who has created his own niche and is as well known in college basketball. When you start talking about college basketball, you talk Krzyzewski, this year you talk the Jimmer, and then everybody in college basketball knew the bracketologist. It's a self-imposed name, and how he has created this is extraordinary. On his side job, he's a vice president for external relations at St. Joseph's University, but really one of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. We have the original bracketologist. All others are fake. Joe Lenardi is with us. And then there's a guy that knows more about college basketball. I've never met the guy that knows more. And Triple Crown Racing. And he has appeared on any number of Daily News Live over and over and over, even to the point of having a makeover done on Daily News Live. And he's a guy that answered the phone today and just said, just tell me what you need me to do. Just tell me what you need me to do, and I'll be there. From the Daily News, Dick Girardi. We have the first women's basketball superstar in the room with us. She's the very first one. She then went on to win over 500 games as a college coach. And if Herb McGee is now in the Hall of Fame, the next Philadelphian that's on that list is Teresa Grentz, who started Immaculata. She's now the vice president of Immaculata. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that in October, the Mighty Mac the movie, that's what it's called, the Mighty Mac the movie, is coming out. I've seen it, and it is really terrific. And if you can find, Teresa has a cameo. It's about that fast. If you can pick out Teresa Grentz in there, then what she'll do is she'll allow you to go to Immaculata for free. Isn't that right, Teresa?
Absolutely.
See that? Then I have a PhD from Immaculata. It didn't cost that much. 31-minute speech, and I have a PhD. I don't know where people come up that it costs so much or anything like that. One of the great smiles of college basketball, tremendous, tremendous Philadelphian. He is as nervous as anybody in the room, and it has nothing to do with childbirth or anything like that. He's really worried about the Eagles. No bigger Eagles fan, no better basketball coach, but no better smile than Bruiser Flynn from Drexel. And then there's a lot of people, I don't know if you know this about Philadelphia, there's a lot of people that know or think they know a lot about sports, and a lot of them call into different radio stations where they email you and tell you how much more they know than you, and it goes on with all sports. But there is a person that knows an awful lot about sport, and not just about wing bowls and all the other nonsense that goes on in the morning. Rhea Hughes knows sport, and we're delighted to have her for a second year, Rhea Hughes. And then we have the Griffin girls from St. Joseph's University. Cindy is the coach at St. Joseph's. She's a Hall of Famer at St. Joseph's. She's a proud graduate, as is Bruiser from St. Joseph. But the key Griffins that are here are Kaylee and Hannah are here. And they want you to know they finished their homework, so they're willing to stay. If you want to stay after 8:30, they're willing to stay after 8:30. They're going to be assistant coaches with their mom. And then one of my best friends and a guy that is resurrecting the program. First phone call, what can I do? I'll be there in a second. Monte Ross from the University of Delaware. The referees are in charge. The referees are in charge. This goes for about 1 hour. They're going to put you right on the clock. And it's a little frantic in the beginning, but they have it under control. They've done this before.
That was good. That was good. Now I'm ready for a smooth. That was good. We can't follow any of that. But Steelers stink. Go Steelers!
Ready, guys?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
The Wasp was the team from Nantucket.
I was more impressed with the cartwheel.
The coach said earlier, if you walk through and you have the opportunity to walk through the DEC and see the great work that these folks do there, you just can't not be touched to see the fantastic things that they're doing there and giving those folks the opportunity to grow and to develop and give them the opportunity to have some worth and to contribute to their families and to each other. So we're honored here at Dave & Buster's, and I know my team are excited. Kimberly, our special events manager, who helped put this together as well. Thank you very much. She's out working on your scores to see who our big winners are. She puts a lot of effort into it, and we all look forward to it as a group to put this together for you folks, but also we know how much this means to the folks at the DEC to help them in their efforts there.
One of the things that when we organized this idea, and it was really Ed and Susan and Claire came up with the idea, we kind of, how would you flesh out the evening? And one of the things they asked me would be, I'm known to have been to a lot of places. 150 times a year I speak on all kinds of different venues and ideas and concepts. If I could just for a moment share an idea with you, I think that one of the most underutilized yet most powerful statements in the English language is thank you. So when DEC approached me about getting involved, I immediately was humbled and a bit overwhelmed, thinking, what could I possibly do it, and how do you see me getting involved? We started this with a golf tournament. There are some invitations on your table. We're playing at manufacturers this year. It's an unusual event because it happens on a Tuesday, and most of these charity events are on Monday. And I've always been knocked out at the number of people that respond and are willing to go into their pockets to help the clients at DEC that you'll never meet, really. You'll meet them that day at the course, and we discussed whether or not this would be an appropriate setting, and it might really be too much, we thought, with the noise and the sound. And when we evolved this from the golf tournament into one other event, being this corporate Olympics, it's always been my reason for being involved because of what I believe is the power of thank you. I think that we all have it, from the little ladies have it in their pockets to the most established in the room and the most successful in the room. And we don't use it enough. We really leave it sitting in our pocket for a number of reasons. One, we assume the people that we want to thank know how appreciative we are for all they do, so we don't use it. Or, like everybody in the room, we want to get on to our next event. So the next thing might be, I need to get back to the office and I need to check my email, and then I have to get home, and when I'm at home I have to take this and that, and I'll get around to it. I really do believe that it's the most powerful statement in the English language. because it's not just a giving, but it's a receiving that happens when you say thank you. And ever since I missed an opportunity to say thank you, I've made it a point wherever I go to express to even successful people like are in this room, to young people. Tomorrow I'm going to drive out to Harrisburg and do the YMCA workers in the state of Pennsylvania. I'm going to do a talk for them tomorrow morning at 9:30. And really it'll center on the same theme, the theme of thank you. So why Phil Martelli and why DEC? So that I could say thank you for what they do and the people that they're helping who may not get a chance or really register with the idea of saying thank you. In 1997, I had one of the best basketball teams in America. We ended up 16th. We ended up in the Sweet 16, losing to a Kentucky team that sent 7 guys to the NBA. And that was the comment that I made. I was coaching against Pitino, and Pitino walked past me, and the suit that Pitino wore again in the game against St. Joseph's cost more than my whole wardrobe at that time. And by making a silly statement like that, I had a guy show up in my office and make me a suit for that one particular game. They're now out of business. And I still have that suit. But in 1997, we were getting set to play University of Massachusetts at 9:30 at night on ESPN2. And on game day, I will admit to you that I am very, very nervous. Not on whether or not we'll win, on whether I am nervous about whether or not we're prepared. And on game day, I do not speak to anybody. My wife likes that. She prefers that. She now understands that. I don't speak, I don't shower, I don't shave, and I don't eat. Until I'm getting ready to leave for the game, then I'll shower and I'll shave, but I don't eat until after the game. There are other things that I don't do. On game day, I never touch money. I don't know why, I just don't touch money. I never have it in my pocket. I don't carry anything extra in my pocket on game day. I drive the same route to games. I listen to the same CD going to our games. I change, I lay my my clothes out at the same time. Now my friend Fran Dunphy says I'm superstitious. That's nonsense. I'm ritualistic. I am not superstitious. But I like to know what I'm going to do so there's never any kind of hiccups. On this day, we were going to play at 9:30 at night. I was sitting in the office. We were going to have practice at 4 o'clock. And the phone rang, and at the other end of the phone was a guy I never met. And he said, Phil, we've never met, but I need you to know that today Tom Gallagher has fallen into a coma. Now, to no one in this room does the name Tom Gallagher mean anything, but when I was 10 years old, he was my coach. And for the next 30 years of my life, he was one of my best friends. He was such a good friend that I lived in Lansdowne, Delaware County, and I went to school for high school at 17th and Girard in North Philly. He worked in the bank, Girard Bank, at Broad and Chestnut. I convinced him the most direct route from Lansdowne, Delaware County to Broad and Chestnut was for him to drive me to 17th and Girard every day for 4 years, and he did. I'm the oldest of 7. And I was fortunate enough that my mother made my lunch every day when I was in high school. But being the oldest of 7, you know what the lunch that was put in that brown bag every single day, except for Fridays and Lent, when you got the bonus of tuna fish. I got peanut butter and jelly every day for 4 years. And once a week, for 4 years, I would leave my lunch on the counter. And I would get to 17th and Girard, and I would get my bag and my gym bag, and I'd turn around and go, Tom, man, I forgot my lunch. Could you lend me a couple bucks so I could have a hot dog and a soda for lunch? And he never let on. Every week for 4 years, give me a couple bucks and I'd have lunch. Every day I saw this guy. Every single day. In the summer, I saw him every day. He took me wherever I wanted to go to play basketball. Wherever I wanted to go, anywhere from Delaware County to play, he would take me. When I went to school at Widener in Chester, he came to every game, and we would be together all summer long, working out.